It is very, very important to generate bodhicitta, and with bodhicitta, and when we are studying this book, and before we stopped, page 68, and we say this to stop at the end of the fourth paragraph. At the time, the link between death and rebirth falls away, and you reach such confidence that you are completely ready for the death, and you have captured the citadel of the immortality, and we come to say the citadel of immortality, or it's the reality, and also we can to say capture the citadel or the realization of the inner our Buddha nature, which is the essence nature of the maybe impermanent itself, and then it's like essence nature of the impermanent itself. Maybe there is no existence of the impermanent or permanent, and therefore, and then we reached that. And then it's like you are like the eagle, free to soar in the highest of the heavens. And maybe it is some eagles want some different level of in the sky. Maybe no wind. No, it's like kind of obstacles. It can't go very easily. What is you want to fly, and there's no kind of the negative circumstances. And the same way, we are meditating on the impermanent, realize that the essence nature of the impermanent. And that moment, we could to say the captured the citadel of the immortality, and you are highest enrichment, and you don't need two more to climb or up, and most highest realizations, and kind of confidence, kind of the like determined. Something is like security, is not injured any by the contaminated impermanent. And after that, there is no need for any sorrowful meditation on your approaching death. And to realize that the essence nature of the maybe impermanent itself is to liberate it in the perspective of the mind. And that moment there is no existence of the birth, death, old age, sickness, so on. And very is like comfortable, very like to secure and yourself. And that moment then is like there's no existence concerning sorrowful thinking for the death or the impermanent. And then is any kind of approach to the death. There's nothing kind of fear or the sorrow. No need to anymore meditate on the sorrowful meditations. And this is we need to through the practicing authentic Dharma and authentically way to study and practice. And also it's like just Malaripa says, just Malaripa sang, fearing death. I went to the mountains. Over and over again, I meditated on the deaths, unpredictable coming, and took the stronghold of deathless, unchanging nature. Now I have lost and gone beyond the all fear of the dying. Like this, why we need to meditate on impermanent? Just to meditate on impermanent, it is not enough. When we are meditating on the impermanent, we need to do authentic Dharma. And when we are do the authentic Dharma, authentic way, and then certainly we have some such realizations, and this realization is making free the sorrowful meditation of the impermanent. And it's just Malaripa, of course, he's first fearing death, and he understood that everything is very transitory, and he urgently or quickly to run into the mountain with his pith instruction given by his own peerless teacher of the Marvelous. And he meditated on that over and over again and again. And then the death, which is unpredictable coming things, are disappeared, and took the strong hold of the essence nature of the impermanent, or holding strong hold his own to nature of the realities. And then is he captured the strong holder of the deathless, unchanging nature, which is the nature of the impermanent, the nature of the mind, the nature of the realities. And this perspective, then there is no existence, birth, old age, sickness, death, so on. Then he say, now I have lost and gone beyond all the fear of the dying. And he realized the nature, essence of the dying, impermanent. After there's no existence, for this perspective, there's no existence of the permanent, impermanent, or dying, not dying. And even the times go beyond that. In the nature of the realities, or the essence nature of the phenomena, there's even the no existence of the three times. And that perspective, there's no birth, no old age, sickness, death, so on. And therefore, this is the pure, utter, pristine, no obscurations. And we call the true nature of the realities. If we realize that, then we can go beyond all the fear of the dying. And the peerless Tofo Rinpoche says, at first you should be driven by a fear of the birth and death, like a stage escaping from a trap. First we studied birth and death. It make quite fear, terrified. Thinking birth, happy, death, sorrow. And concerning that, then we are really to run and from this birth and death. And to some in the liberated place of the birth and the death, there's a decisive, determinedly to do some benefit for the birth and death. Not much concerning in this worldly, and also it's like to certainly adopt doing meaningless the samsaric things, run into the mountains like a kind of the deer escaping from the trap. Like trap captured some stage, and they are like kind of very scaring, they're thinking going to die. But if possible, some in the released escaped from the trap. Then they don't look at back, they run and run very far, like this. In the middle, you should have nothing to regret, even if you die, like a farmer who has carefully worked his fields. And this is kind of the example that first you need to determine definitive mind, want to be liberated from the death and birth and death. It's like kind of stag escaping from the trap. And in the middle, we practice the authentic Dharma, authentic way. We research a realization of the true nature of realities, then there's no regret. Even is unpredictable, is such any time is attacked or came to die. They are very ready, and we need to do like this. If they're ready, if realize that there is a nature of the dying or the death or this impermanent, maybe it's like the process of the death, permanent, is not something dangerous or terrifying or threatens. Just is the way of the maybe enlightened. And almost we are waiting for that situations. then there is no regret, nothing kind of be ready. It is like confidence. Some farmers carefully they worked their own field, and any kind of the stone, and also it's like some other dangers for the field, but farmer has such confidence what he done. He protected his field. Do not worry. There's no need to worry. And like this also we need to do before the impermanent arrive. To quickly, urgently, to practice Dharma, to be confidence, or to have confidence. There's no regret I done in my life. Authentic Dharmas. I practice accomplishment of the Dharma. Now I'm not anymore sorrow, fear, for the old age, sickness, death. Very much acceptable. Almost difficult to feel it. And this kind of we need. In the end, you should feel relieved and happy. Relieved and the happy, like a person who has just completed a formidable task. And a big and strong, large, formidable task. Difficult to do it. But someone is at the beginning such worried, terrified, sorrowed. Can I do completely this kind of such formidable task? Diligent persons and capable persons, they did, which is the formidable tasks. And they have like a completely rest, trust, satisfied. They did, their feeling is so happy and already done this formidable task. Like we need to do. We have formidable task. It is Dharma, authentic. Quickly to do it, to realize that our own potential of the true nature reality. And then is we can to relax, happy. We have self-confidence, self-improve. Any kind of unpredictable, permanent, impermanent arrive. We no need to surprise, no need to afraid. We choose to relax, happy, because we completed a formidable task of the authentic Dharma in the front of the mind, or in the mind, or the minds. Then there's nothing kind of sorrow, like anxiety, so on. At first, you should know that there is no time to waste. Like someone dangerously wounded by an arrow. In the summons to be in the battle, receive the strong arrow. And before die, they need to hurry up. There's not such times to run to in the hospital or to do something because already wounded. If you don't do urgently or quickly, maybe the person is causing the wound by the die is very fast, quickly. And we have injured by the such negative emotions, and we are like wounded by on such negative deeds, like negative karmic the categories. We have such accumulated, such disturbing emotions, such we have obscurations. And those things is like we wounded. With this wound, we are die quickly. Then is that to obtain the human existence, there is meaningless. And this perspective, there's no times to waste, quickly, urgently, to run, to do the authentic Dharma. And it is very dangerous because the impermanence, any times, any moment, can attack to us. But our wound of the negative deeds, negative emotions, obscurations, and these are still not yet cured. And in order to quickly to cure, to purify, eradicate, and then there's not much time, and we need to quickly to run, to do authentic Dharma. In the middle, you should meditate on death without thinking of anything else, like a mother whose only child has died. One single-pointedly said that the single-mindedly meditate on the death. When my death arrives, death is the inevitable, death is unpredictable. And before arrive that, I need to do Dharma, to quickly, urgently. If we are concerned about the death, like some mothers lost their child, because mother love to their own child, feeling is inconceivable. If the child lost day and night, mother's nothing to thinking about others. Only she says, where's gone my child? Like this, to meditate on the emptiness, the meditating on this death or the impermanent, same way of the mother's thinking, the dead child. If we do like this, then there is such and the benefit, be easily to do the accomplishment of the authentic Dharma. In the end, you should know that there is nothing left to do. Like a shepherd who is flock have been driven off by his enemies. And some shepherd and attacked by his or her enemies took all he or her livestock, animals, there's nothing left. Then afterward, what the farmers can do it, there's no anymore job or shepherd. And like this, we first time very much hurry up. In the middle is a meditation, is very strong. And then certainly we become like doing nothing. No need to doing, like kind of the jobless. There's nothing to do. We have everything to dance for benefit for the death, next life, and impermanent. Meditate single-mindedly on death and impermanent until you reach that stage. Until you reach that stage means is very strongly to understand, determinedly to understand precisely the impermanent. And until there, we need to meditate on again and again, over and over, on death. And maybe it's realized that the essence nature of the death. Then afterward, we do not need to meditate on it. Disappeared the sorrow, the fearful sorrow. No anymore there's existence. Maybe we can stop 5 minutes.